Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live. It is Thursday on this beautiful day. We're a little later getting started than normal. How is everyone? You guys good? You good? You good? You good? Somebody let me know how good you are in chat. It's a good day, guys. It's a good day. We made a boatload of money over the last couple days, so we are extra good today. Kind of taking the day off from trading today. You know, you do that. You don't want to just jump right back into a trade, especially if there's not a good one. I missed the good short from yesterday, even though I harp on it. I drew it out for everyone. I literally drew it out on the stream with the freaking short box and everything, and I just didn't take it. I did exactly what I tell everyone not to do. I was in the long trade. I closed it out for $5,000, and I said, don't high five yourself yet. I said, look to see if there's a reversal trade to be had, and I drew it out and still didn't take it. I don't know what I was thinking. But here we are. We're good. We made a boatload of money, guys. We made so much freaking money on these spot altcoins yesterday. Given to you in advance the previous 2 days. I told you I did 2 rounds of spot buys yesterday before the pump. I did not FOMO in. You guys know it. You guys know it. Let's show it for those doubters. So this was 2 days ago. Today is Thursday. This was Tuesday night at daily close. I said I'm spot buying some alts for a couple days. I had the preloaded signals on here. WorldCoin, Fetch AI, the Buddha chart. Had all this stuff fire off at the daily close. I said I'm spot buying alts, and I had already done that with Fetch AI. Somewhere in here, I don't know what it is. You guys know. You guys know. If you're in my Discord, you know. Here we go. I did that day before also, $70,000 worth of Fetch AI I bought. So 2 days in a row, we bought these alts, and boy, did they pump yesterday. So we made about $14,000 yesterday just in altcoin spots. I made about 10%. They pumped about 20. I closed out too soon, I admit. I closed out too soon. But I did make 10%, excuse me, on a $70,000 spot buy and a $75,000 spot buy. Total of about 10% combined. So nice little $14,000 profit. And then, of course, I showed this earlier. And this is the last dollar amount I'll show. But you guys were with me live when I took it, so I can show this one. We did make the 4,600 on the long trade Bitcoin. Excuse me. Closed that trade last night when we rejected from value area high. Okay, you guys remember this trade? Took it live on the VIP. Hang on one second. Live on the VIP Discord. This long trade from the dang green box. We went live in VIP Discord and took this trade right here. I actually took it here. Made $900. I showed that P&L already. Got stopped out, and then we came back live on VIP Discord and took the trade here. Right here, I took profit. There was a VWAP in here somewhere. And I took profit there. And then when we... This was like the daily close, I think. Yeah, this was the daily close right here. I added to my trade and nailed it. So, given to you in advance in the VIP Discord. Check us out. Flashbang, AnthonyLeeCrypto.com if you want these signals and you want to go live with me to take these trades. We did go live this morning, but we didn't really get a trade in. We took a trade. I lost $15. The call was correct, though. We have been down only since then, pretty much. The call was correct. I just didn't like the area we were in. This is where we were, guys, for those of you not in the Discord and wonder why I got stopped out for a $15 loss. I didn't even want to take the trade. I kind of, it was really bad. This was it. We were right in here, just in between range point of control and macro point of control. And I told them, I said, this is a terrible area to take a trade. I said, it's terrible. I didn't even want to do it. However, we lost point of control here. When we lost point of control, we came back. We barely back tested it. I took the short. I put the stop loss here, and we came and barely wicked me out and have had a decent move down since. So it would have been a good scalp trade, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the area. Even though I figured we were going down, I did not like the area. So there we are. Everybody is caught up to date. We're up over 20K on the week. On the week, guys. Largely thanks to the spot alts. Okay? But hey, it counts, right? It counts. I did let the Discord know I just bought $70,000 of Fetch AI. And I have my reasons. Nothing looks great. Nothing looks like we're about to pump. Don't get excited. I did let them know about 20 minutes ago I just bought $70,000 worth of Fetch AI. I have my reasons. I only put 40% of my alt capital here, and I'll explain why. I'm looking for a trade here. I am not looking to hold. I do not think the bottom is in. Now let's check on that trade so far. I put 70,000 in. We were up about $800. You can see the balance is 70,775. I cleared this out to an even 70K. I bought in at 1581, and we are issuing currently 1594. So we're up $700-800 right now. But we can still go a little lower. I have my reasons. We're going to get into that in a second. We had a little bit of news today. Here's the flashbang, guys. Here's the flashbang. One more flashbang. We had initial jobless claims this morning. It was bearish. Okay, it was bearish. Now, tomorrow is PPI. It is a much bigger report. It is very important. PPI will come out at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is a big tradable report if it happens to miss the mark. If it comes in flat, you probably won't get much, but if it comes in above or below, you should expect a big reaction here. So PPI tomorrow. Again, we're up over $20,000 on trades this week, given in advance and shown to you. So good job on the spot altcoin trades also, guys. Very proud of you guys who are taking those with me. Let's see who's here. I still have my chat fixed. I can see your chats. I will work on this, guys. I've been so busy. You have no idea. So busy. Hawkborn, what's up? Max, Mighty Max, bro. Guns up. I wish you guys could post like little pictures here. Like they should do something like everyone could post one picture per stream. You guys got to see Max in the gun show. Jane, Eons, Thanos, my main man, Thanos, Salt Chain, John the Mod, West Coast. Let's see. Eons is doing really good. What is Max saying here? This is a long one. I'm still on the short trade given on the VIP live stream this morning. I forgot to set a stop loss, and after the baby bounce, it's been down only. DP1 taken. It was a good trade. I told you guys it was a good trade. It was bearish news. We had lost point of control. I knew we were probably going down at least a little bit. I did tell you if we lost macro point of control, we were probably at least headed to range value area low. I just, maybe I ran a stop a little too tight. It hit me with this little baby wick right here. Wicked me out. But I was in the trade. But I didn't care. We'd already TP'd so much. You know, when you get up a certain amount, it's like just chill. Just chill. This is a non-premium setup. You're middle of the range. Let's zoom out a little bit. 4 hour. I mean, you're middle of the range. Whether you're talking macro range here or this current range, local range, you're just middle of the range here. You're just middle of the range. So the trades are at the highs and the lows, or at least when you swing failure pattern, the current lows. I'll tell you what's really jacked up, guys. So we took this trade right here. I had the green box given in advance, the VIP Discord. Check this out. We took this trade, right? I just showed this. We made about $5,000 here. I'll show you one more time. I actually took this live on the VIP Discord if you're just joining us. I took this trade live. What was this, yesterday or 2 days ago? I don't even know what day this was. This was Tuesday. 2 days ago. I took this live on the VIP Discord stream. These guys can vouch for me. I took it. But anyway, so our target was up here. Our ultimate target was 72.2, but I said I would look to close the trade somewhere up here. We had the range value area high and the macro value area high, and this red shaded box. This is where historically prices tended to turn around, right? You could trace it all the way back. You just find major resistance here, even all the way back to 2021. Find major resistance, usually reversal areas. So that's on here. And we hit it, and I literally drew this. I'm going to show you. I drew this yesterday. I didn't even change the screen. Look at this. I drew this yesterday. Let me close the fractal out. But I drew this yesterday, and I said we are targeting 72.2. Okay, that is our target. Let me make that red. So that was our reversal target. We wanted to come SFP that high and then head down. I said, however, we have the red shaded box from the other screen. I said, we have the value area high. I said, for those of you that don't like to pinpoint and don't know how to swing failure pattern, all that kind of good stuff, I said, this would be your trade setup. I said, even if you didn't want to watch for the 72.2, you could allow yourself this much drawdown and still have you a 6-to-1 risk to reward. I drew this. I said, for those of you that don't want to worry about sniper entries, I said, this is your trade. And when I drew this, price was, I'm on the daily time frame, price was probably about here, about 66K. And sure enough, it came right there to it, and I closed my trade, closed it out completely, made the $5,000, and high-fived myself, and was so happy. I closed all my alt trades. We were up 20 grand on the day. And I didn't even take the trade. The trade that I gave you guys to take, I didn't take. I feel like such a hypocrite. And it would have been a good trade. It would have been a good trade. Bitcoin has already traveled 5% down since then. It was a good trade. It was a dang good trade. $3,500 to the downside, Bitcoin's moved. I didn't take it. I gave it and didn't take it. I feel so stupid. It happens, guys. It happens. We live to fight another day. There will be other trades. And I can't enter now. I mean, the entry was here. You're coming up on value area low. Sure, we could come lower, but you just can't enter here. I can't. So, all right, we're all caught up to date. This is going to be a little shorter stream. I have something very important I want to show you, though, okay? Very important. Let's check on our trade. We are still up $800, $750. All right. Let me refresh, and we're going to go right into talking about something. Let's come to this chart first. We've been following this updated chart. So I call this area that we're in now the final bear leg, okay? For me, in all of my data and my research, the final bear leg is kicked off by this monthly. I'm looking on the daily chart, but these EMAs are monthly. 5 crossing the 13. You come down, you find support around the 55 monthly. And you dance around and eventually lose it for the bottom. This has happened every single cycle, okay? And that's what we're doing now. At the bear cross, 55 support, dancing around it, expecting a loss of it, right? So we're tracking the number of days it's taken from the bear cross to the bottom. 2018 was 48 days. 2022 was 40 days. And we're currently on day 37. So, again, let me preface the whole rest of the stream by saying just because it happened before, I understand it may not happen in the future. I get that, okay? But things are moving so similarly, especially to 2022, I would be foolish to not at least pay attention to this and think, okay? So, if this keeps in line, we could see a bottom any time within the next 10 to 15 days, right? Of course, it's probably not, I mean, you can see even here, the time you topped, when you finally did come up and set a little bounce top, it still took until you hit the bottom 18 days for this one. But, so you're probably not going to hit it in one day. But we're almost there, guys. In my opinion, we are almost there. And there's other data that suggests that's correct also. You're going to see people comparing February and March and this and that. And this March is just different, okay? Because we've never had this bear cross so soon. This bear cross here occurred in May, last cycle, okay? It was like September or October in the previous cycle. And here we had the cross in January. So this March is not like your typical March because we're at a different area of the cycle, okay? In my opinion. Anyway, we're close, so let's go back to this chart here. I want to tell you why I bought alts, okay? Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, this is the bear fractal from 2022, okay? From the area of that drop that we just, this area right here, okay? This area right here. This is the fractal from this area right here, okay? I just have it on another chart, cleaner chart. Let me remove this. All right. We're following this to a dang T, guys. I mean, yeah, each candle may not be exactly the same, but the structure is almost exact. And you can see it here. I'm going to move it to the side, but you can see it's following here, even down to the point where you've zigzagged down. You've kind of snaked down here, taken the bottom, taken the low, and then moved back to the top. Yeah, we have not taken the top yet, taken the high, but you can see it did here. And just follow me, guys. I gotta show you something. And I know I talk about this all the time, but repetition is important. I know these lines aren't exact. I don't care. You can see the structure, okay? You see the structure. Same thing, structure. Little falling wedge channel, right? Whatever you call this, falling channel, descending channel, whatever. Broke out to the upside. Took the high here, right? Came and took the high. So that's what we're looking for, is to come take the high, boom, roll over, and head down and set a new low, okay? I'm looking for the same thing, exact same thing. So if this is going to play out that way, which thus far it has, while I don't think the low is in, so if you didn't buy any spot alts with me a minute ago, I think it's worth the shot, okay? So let's go back and look at what happened in the last cycle. Let's go back to this chart. We would currently be approximately, the candle yesterday is a little bit bigger, right? It's a little bit bigger and didn't go all the way up. So this candle here, we took the low with, right? We took the low with this candle, right? I want you to follow this. We took the low. So took the low with this candle. So now we'd be one more candle over, which is kind of moving up and out of here, right? Moving up and out of here. So if that's the case, then it took a few candles. See, by the time you started the upward momentum, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to take the high. So we can still be looking for 4 more candles. You can see when we took it, when we took the low, our next candle, we still had a good retrace. See, we still had a good retrace here, and then shot back up one more time after we took this low, right? So I'm looking for a good little retrace and then a shoot back up to take the high, right? Something like this, right? And even if we're not going to take the high, here's why I bought some alts for now, okay? Even if we're not going to take the high, let's say this time is different. We don't take the high. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's say this area right here that took the high last time, right? That took the high. Let's say that's the candle we got yesterday. Uh-oh. I'm erasing stuff. Let's say this right here is this right here. That's the candle we got yesterday. Just this time we did not come take the high, okay? All right, now it doesn't have to play out this way, but let's just say it did, okay? Even in the last cycle, that candle, you pulled back, and then you came back, probably a 618 retrace if I had to get, because that's very typical. Let's see what it was. I haven't even checked this. Probably a 618. Actually, more like a 786 retrace to up here. And then you went on down. So even if we don't come up here and take the high, okay, even if we don't come take that, I would still expect something like this to where we do come back up and I can make at least a little bit of profit before headed down. Highly unlikely we just head straight down, okay? Probably going to get a little pullback and then down. Does that make sense? Okay. So either way, whether we come set a new high, SFP that and head down, or we just kind of pull back here, head back up for the 618, 786 retrace, and then go down, I still think from current price action on our alts, I can make some profit. And I will probably know with a high degree of certainty based upon the movement over the next few days, if we're going to come set the new high or if it's going to be just a retrace continuation down. But either way, I'm going to make profit, Lord willing, on this alt trade. Does that make sense? So either way, I don't even care if we come down a little lower. I would expect something like this, a little bit lower, then a move up, 618, 786, then down. Or I would expect a little bit lower, move up to take the high, and then down. Either way, this is the structure I'm looking for. Whether we take the high or whether we top out 618, 786. I expect a move up. And so I'm going to make profit, probably, hopefully, going to make profit on the alts. So that's why I put 40% in the alts today, even though we could technically come a little lower first. I'm okay with that. I have some really good data I'm fixing to show you as to why I think we very likely could come take that 72.2. Everybody's thinking it's over. They think that Bitcoin, the run for yesterday that was, I've been seeing folks, and everybody's like, oh gosh, that's all we're gonna get. It's it. You know, we were calling for 69K, and then good night, Sally. You know, headed down. I just don't think so, guys. You know what else happened? We set another high, another lower high. So now you have liquidity. Guys, this liquidity has been taken. Yeah, you still got some here, and so we were definitely, probably going lower. But I just don't think these guys are going to get a free ride down. So let me show you. Here comes a flashbang, guys, but this is the most important part of the video because I've showed you everything we just covered, but I have not showed you this. Hang on. We got a big old white check mark saying something. We have a full moon on the 3rd. Bull moon, it's a full moon eclipse, so the timing seems really close. Look at that. You got the astrologer in the house. The astrologer, there you go, West Coast. There's your astrological stars and moon stuff in the house. Talking about the bull moon coming up. That was the big news, guys. It's over. We got a bull moon coming up. No more data needed. I'm just kidding. I do agree. I do think it's going to time perfectly. Let me show you why I think. We argue about this all the time. That is Jane International, Miss Astrologer to the Stars, no pun intended, superstar, big astrology channel, also known as Catherine Lee, okay? And she's in the other room. And we argue about this all the time. She's like, I'm not making fun of her, guys, and I'm not making fun if you're into the stuff, but she's always like, ooh, the Venus is going to be in Uranus. And I'm like, you're damn right. No. She's like, the Mercury, the retrograde, this and da-da-da-da-da. I think price is going to do this. And I'm like, well, I think there's bullish divergence on the chart, so I got to tell you it's going to do this. I don't need to know about Mercury. I don't need to know about the stars. There's bullish divergence and money flow crossover, so we argue all the time who's going to be right, the stars or the charts. And they were both, it's just so weird how they actually usually both time out correctly the same way. So we'll come to the same conclusion, like that whole, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? We'll come to the same conclusion and use two completely different and unrelated methods. And we'll both be like, oh, yeah, okay, that's right. And it's amazing how that works out. However, pay attention to this, okay? Pay attention to this. I'm going to pull up a flashbang here. This is an important chart. I show you this every single month. I'm going to make this bigger. I got a couple things to show you here, okay? We're going to go back to the chart. But this is the monthly average returns for Bitcoin in the month of March throughout the full history of Bitcoin, okay? I wish I could show this on a split screen. We're going to have to go back to the other chart. Anyway, so we're looking at Bitcoin in March. I'm going to take out a couple. I already took them out. So I took out 2013 and 2014 because they're just oddball stats, right? Like you see in 2013, Bitcoin was $34. There is nothing in the world that is comparable to Bitcoin at $34 versus $70,000. They're not even in the same ballpark. So moves back then in 2013, 2014, like I could go out and spend $50 on Bitcoin and move the chart 300%. You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating, but you get the point, right? So those stats are, I mean, some of these stats, like in a month, they're going up like 800%. So I removed that stuff because it greatly skews the stats. So if you look at, let's just assume, so this is a short month. It's February. The last day, today's Thursday. February closes on Saturday. So let's assume we close somewhere about where we are now, okay, where price is now. Yeah, of course, it could go up or down, but let's just assume it's somewhere about now, right? The average wick high and wick low for Bitcoin during the month of March are both about 13%. See 13.3 at 12.16. Let's just call them about 13% to the upside, 13% to the downside. I forgot to take out this 182%. Okay, with the average win and loss about 16 and 13% respectively. Oops. It's a 46% win percentage, so slightly greater odds that you will lose this month, have a negative closure, but about 50-50, pretty much about 50-50. What I want to draw your eyes to, okay, two things. First, the trend here is whether you start March to the upside or the downside dictates how you finish every single time, okay? Not one time in the past, in March, has this been different. That if you set the low of the month first, you close the month positive, okay? On the flip side, 100% of the time, if you set the high in March first, then you close negative, okay? So if we open up March to the upside, you can bank on, at least historically, of course it can change, you can bank on a negative close of the month. So if you start out to the upside in the first week, expect downside only from there on out. And reverse to that, if we open up March to the downside, you can expect it to be up only the rest of the month, okay? And remember, our percentages are 13% to the up and downside, okay? But you can see here in this column, J and K, I don't know if you can see these columns here, right here. You see these two columns? That's wrong. Ignore that. These two columns right here, these two columns. I know it's hard to see. I'm sorry. But see the high date, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times we have set the high date in the very last week. Matter of fact, the 31, 31, 30, 31, 30. 5 of those 6 times has been on the very last day of the month. And for every single one of those, our low was in the very first week of the month. Okay? The very first week of the month. Likewise, when our high was on the 25th, 30th, 13th, 10th, 11th, the lows were on the 2nd, 7th, 5th, so the first week. So we're looking for a high or low. Either one doesn't really matter, okay? We don't have to know. We're looking for a high or low in the first week of the month, and we'll know just based upon the direction it opens up the month. Whatever low we get in that first week, I'm going to show you one more thing. Whatever high or low we get in that first week, that's going to dictate what the rest of the month looks like every single time. I mean, every single time. Now, let's go back and look at one more chart here on this. I want to look at, I got it wrote down here. July of 2022, okay? Why do I want to look at July of 2022? And I showed this on when we did February stats, and it worked out perfectly, guys. I put it on the chart. I can show you to you. Perfectly this worked out, and here's why. This July 2022 will be 2 months post bear cross. The big bear cross, I'll show you the 513 monthly. 2 months post bear cross, right? This March, like in 2 days, will be 2 months post bear cross. So how did Bitcoin react at that particular point in the cycle? And why do I separate that from any other random March, right? Because this part of the cycle is different, okay? This is the bottoming part of the cycle. Likewise, it would be a little different right after the halving there, right? Because price action tends to act a little different after certain major milestones on the chart. And this particular bear cross, this last bear leg down, is a major milestone. So it acts different than would some random March, okay? And we nailed it by the cross in 2022 was in May. So when we looked at February, I took June 2022 stats and applied it to February. Do you remember? I took the stats from June 22 and it nailed, to a freaking T. The only thing it missed was the percentage down. Okay, it was pretty dang close. I'll show you the chart. It was pretty dang close. But it said within the first 5 days, I think it was, to expect like a 2% or less move to the top. And that's exactly what I think we got, was like a 2% move and then down only. We called it by looking at the June stats for February. So in July, we're looking at specifically July of 2022, which is, right here, okay? What happened? Well, Bitcoin set a high in the first week on the 5th. Set a high. And then it was down only from there, okay? Set a high, then the low on the 9th, okay? A high, then the low 4 days later, okay? So let's go take a look at that. I'm going to mark out, let's do it on this chart. High was on the 5th, so in the first week. And by the way, let's go over our percentages too. So let's just assume we close somewhere around here. I'm going to redo this a little better. But let's assume we close somewhere around here. We're going to look for about, what was the lowest we got for March? We got a couple of 8%ers here, 11, 12s. The average was 13, but there's really a big oddball 26 in there. So if we take out that big oddball 26, that gives us an average of 10%. Let's go with that. Even though technically the average is 13, let's go with that. And there's really no one anomaly, big 36%er. So it's about 10% if we take out the two anomalies there. It's about 10% up, 10% down, okay? So if we go 10% up, it's going to put us somewhere right here, about 73, 74K, okay? 73, 74K. Something like that. And then if we move 10% to the downside, assuming we close about here, that's going to put us at new lows. Just barely new lows. But again, this is just historical averages. And let's see what the full 13% would be, just in case, because I think that's more likely. It's going to put us at new lows down here. So I'm going to do the 10%, which was new lows, down to about there. This is about what you can expect. Based on historical averages. Now, I actually personally think we come much lower. And let's see what the stat was when we're looking at June, the June stat of 2022. You came down, I can't see. You came down 44%. 44%. Barely any move to the upside, 44% to the downside. I actually think we come significantly lower. This is the statistical March box, but I do think we come significantly lower. I'm going to put my box, the Anthony Lee crypto box, down here, okay? But either way, this is what I think, guys. I think if we open to the upside, boom, I think that's where we go. Okay, historically, the stats match. Everything match. I think that's going to be in the first week, probably in the first 5 days. And then I think we go there. I think if this is going to be a little different month, I think if it's going to be a little more bullish month, if the trend is going to break, then I think the first move to the downside is only going to be to this box, which is the historical stat box. And then I think we rotate back to the upside for a little bigger move up. Probably somewhere around here, 84K-ish. Okay? But how I'm looking to play it is this. This is how I'm looking to play it. And let me get these timed correctly. Something like that. All right, and this is based upon historical monthly data. All of it checks out. Both of these line up, whether you're looking at the July 22 2-month post bear cross stat, or you're looking at just straight March stats. both of them say this is what's going to happen, okay? The only thing it doesn't say is do we come here first or do we go down first, okay? And it doesn't really matter. We just wait to see which direction March opens up, and then we'll know exactly how to play it based upon historical data. And you people may think I'm crazy, but I do this every month, and we have not been wrong yet. We may not have gotten the exact percentage, right? But we are not wrong on these when we show you these. Let's see. Let's go back and look at February. I haven't looked at this since I posted it for you. Let's go back and look. I posted this before anything. I posted this before anything. I posted this before this drop down. Matter of fact, you can see the candle that I posted it on. It was right here. I showed this video. This was January 31st. We didn't get the drop down until over here the first week of, see, the drop started, really here on February 3rd. Is when the drop started, February 4th, and the big one on February 5th. I posted this on January 31st. I put up the historical February and 1 month post bear cross. I put up the historical stats, and we nailed this. I mean, look, my arrow's off. My arrow's over here, but look, we came right up into this box on 2 candles later. We came right up into this box and then down only. Using these historical stats, guys, that's it. Historical stats. You'd be amazed at the information you can glean from these. Especially what I find to be the most effective is the determining how you're going to finish the month based upon the opening of the month. Because there's usually a trend in each month that you'll start out to the upside and finish to the downside, or start out to the upside and continue to the upside, or vice versa. There's a clear, and not all months are clear, but there's a clear trend to March that you will finish the opposite of which way you start the month. Okay? Every time you've started the downside, every time you've opened March negatively, you have had a positive closing March. And vice versa. Every time you've started March with a positive momentum, you have had a negative red candle closure for March every single time. Okay? With the high or the low coming in the first week of March. So, I hope that helps you to glean some information here, but this was February and we've nailed it. The only thing it missed, we even called for it in the first week because the stat was the 5th, I think. The only thing it missed was the, I even put this yellow line on here. Matter of fact, I remember at the time, I said this yellow line wasn't here. That's an extension of this 55 monthly. You know, you can see it stops right here. And I said, the stat says we go here. I said, but I think we probably go there and check up. And I drew that yellow line. And I saved it. And it's been sitting here. Go back and watch that stat video put out on January 31st. Go watch the live stream for January 31st. It's on there. I drew that line. And I said, that's where the Anthony Lee crypto crew was targeting. And that's exactly what happened. We nailed it. So likewise, for this month, the stat says if we start out to the upside, the stat says we go here and then to this green box. But the Anthony Lee crypto crew was saying this green box is where we're going if we start to the upside. So with all this info, that's why I bought spot alts today. Nothing else. The rest of the chart looks like crap. And I'm okay. And I've told you guys this. I'm okay. I am freaking okay if I get caught with 400 and where are we at? Let's see where we're at. About 70K. We're at 71.4. I'm up $1,400 since I posted that. $1,400 bucks. I'm up $700 since we started the stream. I hope you guys can see that. I'm not sure if you can see that on the screen. $1,400 bucks. But I'm okay. Look at this Fetch AI chart. Look at this freaking chart, guys. I don't think for a second that if I get caught with my hand in the cookie jar right here and we come down, I don't think for a second we're not coming back into here at some point. So I'm okay holding this until we get there. I'm okay. It'd be different if I was trying to sneak a cookie way up here. I mean, I'd be like, oh, shoot, if I get caught with my hand here, we got a long way to go before I may or may not get back up here. I'm okay if I get caught here. Like, I'm cool. Plus I've got more money to buy lower so I can dollar cost average in if I have to, but I'm cool. I bought 445,000 coins. I'm cool buying right here if it goes a little lower. But I'm not buying to hold here. I'm buying to try to make about 7 to 10 grand and then come and buy lower. Make sure if you're buying an alt, you're cool if you get caught with your hand in a cookie jar. And not all of these alts are cool right now, okay? Let me show you, Mr. Zcash. You should not feel like you're cool getting your hand caught in a cookie jar right here on Zcash. You are not cool. Will you get out of this in the next bull run? Probably. But you're probably going to have to deal with this first. Whereas, you know, my being cool with Fetch AI, I'm buying Fetch AI right down here. So I'm cool if that happens. I am not cool if I have to ride this all the way down and hold on to it for 2 years before I break even. You are not cool buying XVG right now. Hand in the cookie jar here is bad. Hand in the cookie jar here is okay. You are not cool if you're buying Monero right now. You should not be cool buying Monero, getting your hand in the cookie jar here. This should not be cool. You're okay handing the cookie jar here, right? You're okay handing the cookie jar here. Not here. Does that make sense? So make sure if you're dipping that you're okay if you get caught there. That you're close enough to the likely bottom that you're going to get out of this thing sooner or later. You may not get out of this here on Monero. You may not ever get out of it. And if you do, it's going to be a long time. I hope that makes sense. No double dipping, Thanos. Listen, these coins I just showed, Monero, Zcash, XVG, they're great looking coins. I'm not knocking them at all. Matter of fact, I'm praising them. They are so freaking strong that I wouldn't even consider buying them right now because they're too high. They're great coins. I'm absolutely not knocking them. I love them, but I love them better down here. You know what I'm saying? So I think on those coins, yeah, they're strong. People don't want to sell them. They're holding up really well. That's great. I think it's great. But other coins are down here. I just think these coins are not down here yet. Okay? Even if they don't come all the way down here, I still think yet. Right? And that's how it is on the bull run. You know, people don't notice it in the bear market. You don't notice rotation of capital in the bear market. People don't notice, right? You don't notice. You can't tell me which coin's down 90% and which coin's down 50%. Not one of you can tell me. Guaranteed. And I'm not saying that's bad. But I guarantee you if you're sitting in the bull market and your coin's doing this, you can tell me that XRP is doing that and that Zcash is doing that while your coin's doing this. For some reason, we notice when coins take off. And about the time you're buying Zcash and you're buying XRPs, about the time they're turning around and your coin's taking off. It's rotation of capital. This rotates to this, rotates to this. It's the same thing here. Some coins just sell off faster, okay? But these are going to come down. They just haven't come down yet. Just like in the bull run, most coins, I understand you got to have a garbage coin that goes to zero, but most coins just haven't popped yet, okay? And the pop may not be as big, but all of them usually pop somewhat eventually, right? Same thing here. So don't think you got to buy this. It looks so strong. It just hasn't rotated down like the rest yet, most likely. You ain't missing nothing, guys. We got a bear market coming. We're not in the bear market yet. Well, we are technically, but we're headed to the bear market. We're headed to the bear market floor, I should say. We're in the bear market, but we're headed to the floor. We ain't at the floor yet. None of these coins are at their floor, in my opinion. None of them. Except maybe Pi. Let's see what Pi did yesterday when everything else did like a 20%. This is for you, West Coast. Worst coin ever. Go on the daily. See what old Pi did yesterday. Fetch did over 20%. WorldCoin did over 20%. I have no idea what this did. 5%. He did 5%. These other coins did 20+%. He did 5%. I have not looked at Tron, bro. I know that even wick higher, you did 5% on Pi yesterday when everything else did 20. Some of them did 30, 40. I think Near did like 30, 40%. Let's look at Tron. I don't know that I don't know that I've ever looked at Tron. That's not it, is it? No. TRX, is that right? Let's go to the weekly. I can't say as I've ever seen this chart before. I don't even know where to start on it. Goodness gracious. We're on the weekly. I'm not going to include this little dinosaur bear down here. Little dinosaur bear market area. I'm just going to, because that was when you were released, and nobody knows the value when you're released. Oh, wow. This coin looks really good. I don't really like this either. This pull, see down here, you're down below like 1 penny. Let's try to, since you left this area, you have never come back to it. So even though this was the bear market, so let's go right in here. Let's go from when you left this area, so something like here. Gosh. This coin looks strong. You can't touch this coin, though. You can't touch this coin. You got an all-time high just, like right above you. All-time high. Gosh, dog, this could be a really good coin. If you rotate it back to point of control, I don't know anything about Tron, guys. Nothing. This could go to 0. It's not that good of a reward. Even if you came back to point of control and you went to all-time high at 630%, that's the all-time high. I don't know why it's holding up so well now. I don't know what's going on fundamentally with this. But the unless you go set monumental all-time highs, even come back to point of control, you only get a 6x here, and there are much better opportunities on coins. This looks strong. This looks super strong. This might go to $10 for all I know. It looks very strong. But unless you set new all-time highs next cycle, there are far better coins you can get better gains on easier without having to go to all-time high. I don't know, man. But this is crazy how well it's held up. I bet you're only down 50%. %36. Wow, that's impressive. Most coins are down 90, 95%. See how our Fetch AI trade's doing. Boom, guys. We're up $1,700. Look, guys, those of you late joining us, I just told you, like, an hour and 6 minutes ago that I bought 70,000 Fetch. And we're at 71.7. 72.2, I'm sorry. We're up $2,200. I might sell. I might sell. Uh-oh. I already got an order. Might take that little $2,200. Just like that, guys. Some of you guys think I talk trash. I'm about to show you a $2,200 profit in 1 hour. On a spot trade. get it. $2,200 profit in 1 hour on a spot trade. You guys think I'm crazy when I tell you can make an absolute fortune spot trading altcoins. I'm about to pull down $2,200, Lord willing. Oh gosh, now I'm gonna have to chase price. Look at it running for me. I'm not chasing anymore. We'll pull down this little $2,100, call it a day in 1 hour, spot trading alts. You think I'm kidding? I make so much money trading alts. Anyway, we got the bull moon coming up. We got the March stats coming up. This is what we're looking for, okay? I don't know, guys. I really don't know if we're going to open up to the downside or the upside. But either way, I will look for one of these. Whichever one of these boxes gets hit first, expect a massive reversal after the first week. I mean, it's historically, this is what happens. I'm expecting the exact same thing. I really want to close this out so you guys can see it. I'm expecting the exact same thing. Historically speaking, you bottom or top in the month of March in the first week, followed by the opposite move the rest of the month, okay? Every single time. Not like 50-50, every single time in history. Likewise, that is exactly what happened 2 months post bear cross in 2022. So expecting the exact same thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but we haven't been wrong thus far about anything involved with this bear cross, right? Nothing. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you guys. Until we start to get something major wrong, then let's pay attention to these stats, right? Let's pay attention to these stats. And as Jane said, we've got the bull moon coming up in a few days on the 3rd. Thanos is loving these fetching WorldCoin mini pumps. Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. Revamp. I'm glad you're here, bro. Yeah, stream it from the start. Pay special close attention to these March stats coming up and what we're expecting. Thanos, that's so funny. No double dipping. Man, price is running away from me now. I wasn't paying attention here. It's my own fault. Oh well. Here's what it is. So that's what we're expecting, guys. If you want to look at any alts or you have any questions or comments, let me know. Again, there will be no VIP live stream tomorrow. We're about to leave. As soon as I get done with this stream, we're leaving, headed to the other house to do some work. I'll be there all weekend working on that, and no VIP live stream tomorrow. But you don't really need me. You know what we're doing. We covered in depth that 8:30 to 8:45, that reversal vector trade that you're looking for. That's exactly what we're looking for. And if you had taken that this morning, which I know I didn't, you would still be in this trade, okay? It would have been a very profitable trade. Near, yeah, we looked at near the other day. Let's take a look at it, though. I know it moved massively yesterday. Let's go look at near. Oops. See what it did on the day yesterday. I noticed it was way up yesterday. Yeah, near did a 30% pump yesterday. 3-0 on the pump yesterday. Killing me on this. They're killing me on this. Fill my order. I'm going to move this over here so I can kind of watch, keeping a little eye on it. All right, it's looking near. All right, so last time we looked at near, we were yes. This same thing applies. Near looks really good. I like this coin a lot. I like it. We're trapped under. We even went up and rejected hard from point of control yesterday. I do like this thing to continue down to value area low. I like it. Nothing's changed. I like to come down to value area low at least, and then our minimum target would be right here, about a 500% pump to take out these highs. That would be very bare minimum. I do like this coin. I like the structure. This is a falling channel, right, which is a bearish pattern that usually has a bullish outcome, right? It's a bearish pattern, right? Higher highs, lower highs, lower lows. That's bearish, right? But it usually results in a bullish breakout. So this would be a bare freaking minimum. Bare minimum, more likely you come bullishly break out and take these highs, if not a new all-time high, but probably just to take these highs, okay? Our fetch is selling, by the way. You can see we've got 8% of it sold so far. 8%. Making that quick $2,000 in 1 hour. Spot trading. You're welcome, crew. I gave it to you an hour ago. I hope you took it. Anyway, why do I like this to come take these highs? I know some of you are wondering. So this is the minimum right here, right? This is the minimum, okay? Because I'm looking at this liquidity standpoint, right? You may set a new all-time high. I don't count on anything setting a new all-time high. So where's the liquidity? You came down. This was a cycle high right here, okay? Cycle high. Nobody shorted cycle high. Nobody shorted cycle high because you don't know it's the cycle high. What you do is you wait for pullback and then 786-ish pullback here, and that's where everybody shorts. Their stops are here. You did not take this out. So liquidity is right here. Look, you did not take this out. Liquidity is right here. You came down. You got more liquidity here. So this would be a minimum stop for me. But since you didn't take this, and it's so close to this that people put their stops there, I think you rotate back to here before coming down, okay? And if that's the case, let's call it right there about 61, 62 cents, 60 cents at the value area low to there. You're looking at like a 12, 13x. I like this coin. Even if you just rotate, if you fell short and came to value area high, you just rotated the value range, you're at 800, you're at an 8x. I like this coin. No, it shot more than that, bro. It shot over 30% yesterday. We just pulled it, which is great. But it doesn't matter what it shot yesterday. You coming down, dude. You're coming down. You coming down another 45%, in my opinion. You're under and rejected yesterday from point of control. So I think you're coming down, which is great. This gives you a great opportunity on a strong-looking coin. Yeah, you popped up 30.37% on this chart anyway. This is, I don't even know what chart, Binance chart. So, yeah, I like it, but I don't like it where it is now. If you were to rotate the value area high where you are now, I wouldn't buy this here. You're only looking at a 4x, 400%, and we've seen much better risk to reward coins. And your minimum would be right here at about a 2x. We've seen much better. However, this is a decent-looking coin with some decent-looking, untapped, unmitigated liquidity, right? See, a lot of these coins, here's what I don't want to see. You got the highs, right? Then you came down. You didn't take that high. Set another high you never took. Came and set these highs that you still didn't even take here. So all of these are not taken out. They're not mitigated. Some coins look like this, to where you came down here, right? You set a high, and then you took that high before coming down to where you are now, right? And so to me, I don't like this because you already grabbed this liquidity. So the odds of you coming back here are slim. You would probably come back something like this to this next high, which would be right here for this coin. But you didn't take these here. So I like this as a minimum target. But you never took this either. So minimum target, more likely target. If nothing else, you rotate to the value area high, which is going to put you right in line with this descending trend line. It's a good coin. It's not a good coin at current price. It is a good coin right here, in my opinion. I know nothing about this fundamentally. Nothing. It could go to zero. I have no idea. All right, guys, anything else before we get out of here? I got to hit the road. Let's check on our fetch trade. We have sold 64% of them. If it comes back up and finishes selling us out, we'll make $2,000 in 2 hours on this. And if it goes back down, I'll buy more with the profit that I made. We've sold 64%, so I've already secured about $1,200 profit on this. Cool. For an hour and 17 minutes. Cool. Guys, I'm glad y'all are here. It means a lot to me that y'all show up every day, taking the trades, working this together as a community. Got the first of the month on Sunday. We're hoping for fireworks to the upside, and then to get this over with, rip the Band-Aid off and send us down, and let's hit the bottom. I told one more thing before we go. I told the guys in Discord this morning on the VIP live stream that I know our trades have kind of been a little less often lately, okay? Let's go to the 3-day. But it's because of where we are in the cycle, right? We're fixing to be a trading machine, guys. In my opinion, this is 2022. In my opinion, we are right here, right? We already had the big drop a couple weeks ago. This is our big drop. I'm on a 3-day chart. We had a big drop a couple weeks ago. This was our big drop a few weeks ago. We are right here. And any hour of any day, we are expecting this. And we do not want to get caught with our hand in the cookie jar. And why? Why can't we give it just another week or so until this happens, right? Because then you've got like a year of really good sideways. And I know this is FTX. You know, if this doesn't happen again, then our low is coming. This was rare. This was an anomaly. Okay, yeah, it could happen again, but it's an anomaly. That you have basically risk-free trading, especially spot trading, because if you set the low, whatever you do in here, it doesn't matter because you know the low is in. You can't go lower. Of course you can, but you know you're not expecting to go lower. So if you get in a bad trade in here, it's okay. Just give it a few days. You get in a bad trade and you know you buy here and price goes here, it's okay. In a few days you'll be back up here. You'll be out of the trade and in profit. We're going to be trading machines in this window. I just don't want to lead you to get caught right here. Like we're like literally at the 11th hour fixing to dump down. Now we got pretty good timing. It's probably going to be next week, end of next week. That's what I'm expecting, but it could be tomorrow. It could be today. And I don't want you guys to get caught right here when we're so freaking close to this money printing machine right here. But if you get caught in a spot trade with all your capitals tied up in a coin and it takes you a year to get back to break even, you're going to feel foolish. You're going to feel foolish that you can't trade for a year unless you decide to take a big loss. Don't be foolish. Just wait a few more days. Let's get down here, and then we're going to trade like madmen. Like they're going to outlaw trading in a couple months. We're going to be trading left and right, making profit. So just be a little patient. Be smart. It's coming, guys. It is so freaking close. Okay? All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys for being here. The Lord has blessed us. It's a good day. I love you guys. I'll be in Discord this weekend, but no VIP stream tomorrow. And then we're moving in like 3 weeks. So, but I'll be here full time until then, and then I'll just be out for the weekend. As we move, we're going to do the last few little alterations we got to do this weekend, and then move in 3. So, I'll see you guys next time.